What's going on, everybody? So today we are going to be doing a house tour. Not really a house tour, more of a collection tour. We moved into a new house. We moved out of the apartment and we're in a new house, and I wanted to kind of go through and show the collection setup and what it looks like. That way you guys kind of get a feel for what we're going for. So you guys have seen most of the collection before. If you go back about 3 or 4 videos, that video was posted about a year and a half ago. You'll see the collection. There are some new Lego minifigures and Funko Pops throughout the collection. So that is pretty cool. And we have some new setups and stuff like that. And just different things like sporadically, set like all over the place. So let's go ahead and just get started. So this shelf right here is in our living room area. This top shelf, like it's just a bookshelf and everything like that. I'll go over the books briefly. I'm not going to go through every single book, but this right here is kind of just like a memorabilia slash important collection. Like I have a 9.8 graded Walking Dead #1. I got an autograph by Ryan Ziegler, Miles Morales, and then I have some other autographed things like a Toy Box shirt, and the Deviled Egg shirts are autographed, and just like a little memorabilia. I got that at my dad's festival and stuff. Down here, it's kind of like we actually went through and alphabetized it, didn't we? Yeah, we went through and alphabetized it by is it author? Yeah, it's author, so like A's up here, and then it goes down to W,
this
I think.
This is an entire Stephen King shelf.
Yeah, right there, with Jack Head even separating this 3 novels is one of The Shining, and I actually have a Shining one right here, and then Dr. Sleep separating them.
Yeah, he actually starts up on this shelf right here.
Oh yeah, he does.
And goes down.
Yeah, and then down here is even more Stephen King right there.
The last one. I think we got.
And then a Scott Lang book, which is the actual book, yeah, from, was it Ant-Man Quantumania when he did this?
Yes, that's really when he was promoting it.
Yeah, it was, and then they put it out like a long time after, even when the movie didn't do that well. But yeah, so just a whole bunch of different stuff. And then that puzzle right there on the right is even a Shining map puzzle, which is kind of crazy because people have always debated what the Shining Hotel looks like in Stanley Kubrick's movie, so I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, so over here we have a glass cabinet that at the top, I'll go ahead and show these briefly. We have our, I think it's a stag beetle or a horn beetle. I can't remember exactly which one it is. And the praying mantis Lego set. But one of the leaves broke off because we found it on the ground from either a Mr. Kitty, Captain, or a Mrs. Kitty, Ivy, got on one of our shelves and knocked it on the ground when we got home and found all the pieces everywhere. Built it briefly, and then we found this leaf maybe a couple weeks later, and so we just placed it next to it. It wasn't worth it. And then we have our classic chicken burger, because everybody needs a chicken burger in their house. Right here we have Bella and I, or me and Bella if you're looking left to right, and then a Taurus, which is my, what is it?
Zodiac.
My Zodiac sign. Still learning. We have a Scout Trooper head with our other heads down here, and then the Batman the Animated Series Batmobile with the first appearance Batman in there. Down here we have the Darth Vader Stormtrooper and the Luke Skywalker Rebel pilot head with a Stormtrooper right there in the middle. Mando with the Mando head in the back. We got a Boba Fett, and then the droid that Mando fought in the end of season 2, I think it was. Down here we have the Disney Cinderella's castle on the left.
Yeah.
Is that right? With Mickey, Oswald, and Tinkerbell. And then we have Aladdin's castle or Jasmine's palace.
It's Jasmine's palace, and then Ariel's palace as well. And then Dumbo is actually sitting on
Oh yeah, he is.
one of the sides of the Magic Castle.
And then at the very bottom we have the Vampire Batman statue from the comic book. I think it's Red Rain, which is on one of the shelves we'll see a little bit later. But yeah, it's I've had it, my father got it for me when I was maybe around 12 or 13, and I've had it ever since and always put it out, and I feel like it looks really good down here. I do need to get some better lighting though, maybe to stick on the bottom of this shelf right here just to light him up some more. But yeah, let's move on.
So this top part of my shelf is actually more like memorabilia, similar to that other one that we were looking at. I've got like my baptismal candle. I also have this really cool cup that's stained glass of the Wind Waker Link. I personally made this guy. Oh, I just knocked over a little dino. Speaking of like little characters, oh well. I stole this Charizard from Ashton. When we were moving, I decided to put him on my shelf. Then I have these little Pegasus unicorns all around, and there's just some games that I have up here that, you know, I haven't been able to play, or just the cases to display them mostly. This shelf has a little bit of Legos and stuff, and then also some books from like my childhood. It's like My Little Pony. There's also some more books of mine that I like. I haven't gotten to read, but it's just mostly because I'm not really good at sitting down and reading all the way, but that's fine. So some more of my bookshelf with books I need to read. Then down here is mostly collector books. I really like the Winnie the Pooh, and then the Alice and Beauty and Beast. Those are pretty cool. These I read when I was a child, like in my teens and stuff, like early teens, and along with these guys. And then I got this Coke glass a while ago. I can't remember where, but yeah. And down here is my Zelda shelf. So I've got everything Zelda related, and then a few animes sprinkled in, or mangas that I like to read. So before they put out all of the, actually the Deku Tree, I found these and was gifted some of them, so I built them and then kind of like built a little display.
Yeah, they're like off-brand Lego. They're not real Lego, but hey,
They're
they
still
worked.
pretty cool.
Yeah, they worked perfectly. And then we got a vase up there with some flowers. We got the T-Rex head, which I just was gifted the Triceratops head, which I will try to build and hopefully can put it over there, but I probably won't be able to due to the head's like shape. Like if the Triceratops head is facing towards the TV, it'll be blocking it in a way, so it might not be able to, but we'll figure it out. We got another vase of flowers with the butterfly from that praying mantis and beetle set earlier. And then we'll go right on into this shelf right here. We have some just like, that's an Odin statue. That's my father also gifted me, just like the Batman statue earlier. We have some Dr. Squatch soaps and stuff. We have the Jurassic Park. That's the Patrick from the SpongeBob one. Some Marvel, some Star Wars. Then we got some Star Wars Tsum Tsums right here. We got one of those tick things, you know, like when you hit one and then it goes all the way through the other one. I don't remember what they're called. A little Walking Dead statue, a Fallout Tiki. It's a power armor Tiki with a Nuka glass and some other Fallout merch right there. Going down immediately into this shelf is the comic books that I was talking about. We have a little Galileo Lego set right here, a New York Lego set with a Tech Deck behind it. Whoa, shout out Tech Deck. New York postcard right here. The I Survived books, if everybody remembers that growing up. I got all of them like that I tried to find, and even some graphic novels versions right there.
Or even organized by year.
Yeah, by year, when like the event happened. And then going on into here, we have like the Injustice comic book line, which I just tried to finish. The Last Ronin comic book line, Marvel Zombies, the Infinity Gauntlet, some Daredevil and Captain America comics right there, and then some loose comics that are in the wrapping. So this is the manga shelf I have. I have 1 through 4 of Berserk. I have 1 through 21 of Attack on Titan. 1 through 3 of One Piece. I got all of the Rebels manga, almost said anime. 1 and 2, I think that's all of them, of the Deadpool manga, and then Fake Red, the Spider-Man manga right there. And then those are Bella's Attack on Titan Funko Pops from her childhood, and they actually don't have any box.
Yeah, I didn't realize how valuable they were at the time because I was a kid, so I just kept them out unboxed, and my siblings were actually played with them, so yeah, I'm surprised they don't have any kind of markings.
Like scuffs or anything?
Yeah. Even, no, just like crayon too, or like marker.
Mm-hmm. Down here is the encyclopedia shelf. So like we have like this is the 80 comics or for 80 years or something like that. The visual arts directory for Marvel Studios. A seek and find that I had when I was a kid, but I didn't like, I lost it, and so I had to go and buy another one, but it was super nostalgic, so I had to get it. I'll just put this down right here for right now. A Fallout 4 art book, an animal encyclopedia that was also from my childhood, a Marvel and DC encyclopedia. Then I have like the Constitution and a Bible and stuff like that. And then some old books from my childhood right there, like this dinosaur book. As you can tell, a dog or something got a hold of it, or I got a hold of it when I was a young one. We don't know. Down here is the Walking Dead chapter books. Let me turn this chair around. So Walking Dead chapter books right there. These are amazing. If anybody has read them, you guys will know how good they are. The first one starts on the governor's perspective, and then you enter this woman's perspective, and throughout the rest of the books you're in her perspective, and it's a great series. We have the Harry Potter books, some of the Percy Jacksons and stuff. And then down here is the Invincible comic book line, along with the Invincible universe. And then I have 1 through 3 of they put like volumes out that have characters on them, and so I went ahead and got those at the time. And then I have all of the Walking Dead comic books and the 2 bonus ones, the Alien and Here's Negan. And these are some of my favorite comic books. Robert Kirkman is one of my favorite writers, and so Invincible and Walking Dead are top favorites of mine.
So right here we have the Horizon Zero Dawn. It's out of the first game. Just a tall neck, honestly, and then little
the raptor dude.
The raptor guys with Aloy sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have not pulled out her spear since we moved, so she's just kind of freehanding it right now. Hopefully she won't get attacked from behind. But we have some Doorables. Those were mystery
Marvel packs.
Marvel packs.
And then we have some
3
Star
shelves.
Wars ones next to them.
Yeah, just for display purposes. Then we got the Littlest Pet Shop. Then I have some like Squishmallow ring guys just kind of sprawled about, along with some Doorables here and there.
And your
then, like,
plants and stuff. Yeah. Then we got some like squishies and stuff.
Yeah, they're Squinkies. They're
Squinkies.
Sorry,
Yeah.
not to.
And then these are the Teddy Bears.
Yes, Teddy Bears. I collect them on and off. So there's like some Halloween ones. There's some Valentine's Day ones. But they all just kind of fit real nice in as coffin style that way.
So this is the Blu-ray shelf we have set up right now. Most of the Blu-rays and DVDs are actually down here. Like all of that is Marvel Studios, like the MCU. All of that is like Planet of the Apes, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, some Lego movies, Transformers, DC movies, the Sonyverse, Spider-Man and Venom movies and X-Men. And then some new movies I got like Pulp Fiction, District 9, some really good ones. And then we have another Lego vase right here with sunflowers.
Some little Minecraft bees on there.
Yeah, we got little Minecraft bees. Okay, so this shelf is actually not a shelf. It is the bottom side of a DSW display rack. On the back side of it, like if I were to flip it and show you this side that's facing the wall, it's actually like a basketball display for tennis shoes and stuff. But when we were getting rid of it, when I worked there at the time, we figured out it would be perfect for Funko Pops and stuff. And so they let me just take it home. I just loaded it up in my car and took it home, and that's what we've been doing. And I even have some like Transformers. I did have Transformers down there, but then when I recently got the new line of Invincible Pops, I'm still missing Alan and that one Omni-Man figure. I decided to put them in the row and move the Transformers up there, so that's why there's more Transformers right there. And then it bleeds into the Star Wars figures and stuff like that. And then some little Care Bears and Star Wars cards and things like that sporadically throughout the shelf. Right here we got some Bitty Pops and things like that, just little collectibles. I think that was out of a McDonald's Happy Meal. Some of the old keychain Funkos I used to get, I don't get them anymore. And then if you go over here, this is Bella's Lego shelf, and so there were some things you wanted to talk about in here.
Yeah, so in our last video, I probably went through a lot more during our first tour of these things.
Yeah, we had a lot more sets out if I think about it.
This up shelf, or this up build is really cool. I've always really loved this one. I actually have a Disney pin that's like a partner. You can kind of, they're puzzle pieces. You can put them
they build
together.
like a heart. And it's Ellie and Carl.
And then back here I've got the Sesame Street, which I've had that for a while. This is supposed to be Oscar. I don't know if you can see him in there. He's in the trash, actually.
Winnie the Pooh set right
Yeah,
here.
the Winnie the Pooh set I've had for a while. I've actually moved it around. It used to be on like my bookshelf displaying with like a whole bunch of Winnie the Pooh stuff. Then I built the Deku tree. I got that for my birthday a few years ago. And this actually opens up somehow. Well, I don't want to break it anyway. You can actually change this out, change out his whole face to have a whole different structure and make it look more like the Twilight, Breath of the Wild, not or Tears of the Kingdom kind of vibe, if you're looking for that. Then I also got this Snow White build recently, so the Ariel plant that
is so fragile.
I had some choicey words with the build of the shelf, especially on the bottom. Just trying to move it everywhere was a pain, but surprisingly it held up.
Yeah, it
very
held
well
in the move. When we were trying to move it from the table to the other table, it didn't want to hold up, but in the car it had no problems, not a single piece.
Probably like 20 minutes from where we used to live, so like it was very surprising that it held up.
And then
we have some more stuff over here. Ashton really likes these like wooden picture art, so we have a whole bunch of
Hobby
that.
Lobby and stuff.
And then these little shelves, actually, we didn't actually buy these. They were with the house, so I kind of just utilized them and threw some Harry Potter stuff up here, and then some Disney Princess and Pixar. Like I've got Woody and then a little
Army guy from the old Army set. I found that in my collection, and I was like, oh, it would fit perfect with Woody.
Then we also have some metal picture art.
My mom and brother, when we were kids, she got us those two. And then a little Loki poster. And then here, we'll go over here now. And so on this shelf, we just have a whole bunch of different things. An Injustice 2 pre-order poster, another metal tin thing. We have a DC like character line over here. We have a Marvel one. I don't know if I showed that, along with the Fallout. It's the perk
characters.
Yeah, and it's the perk, like all the perks that you can get in that game, along with this is actually the game case cover. You can even see the middle seam throughout the picture right there. But back over here, we have 2 Juice WRLD records. I got the Thor hammer, and then recently I got this Espeon Funko at GameStop, which is pretty cool. And then I thought it fit the Charizard I got a couple weeks ago at Target. And so I thought that was really cool. Down here, some Marvel Pops. I think that entire shelf is 3 layers deep, and it's all anniversary. Oh, Captain has something to say. Down here, some Doctor Strange, Mom, and then Eternals. Right here is a whole bunch of Legos that I have set aside for new videos and things, like all the Batman sets for the new Lego Batman game. I think that is all of the minifigures I needed. I got one of them for an Easter gift, and so I think that's all 11 that I needed. Right here, just some other random builds, and then some more Funko Pops. We got a whole bunch of Marvel Tsum Tsums up here. The Star Wars ones were earlier. A BD-1 build, a Star-Lord head, which is actually a pen holder, a Sam Wilson Captain America right there. We got the What If Funko Pops, the Loki Funko Pops, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier Funko Pops, and then it goes into Infinity War, and then some more that are down there just as I just can't get them all.
It's Fantastic Four down there.
Oh, it's Fantastic Four. And then there's the Invincible Omni-Man beating the shit out of Mark right there, all bloody. And then we got a whole bunch of Legos, the Lego table. Behind we have some more Funkos and stuff. And then I have the rival Funko Pops right there. But let's get into this Lego table real fast. We got the before we get in the Lego table, I gotta show you the exclusive Batman Uno. I mean, we gotta play those. So right here is the Star Wars Lego minifigures. I have all the Jedis and Sith Lords and everything all at the front, and then clone troopers of all the different like packs and stuff all spread out. Some Mandalorians, Jango Fett, Boba Fett, Han Solo, droids of all types. And then at the front, I don't know if you guys saw this, it's Halo Mega Blocks. When I was a kid, I found some in my old collection. I was like, oh, I gotta put these out in remembrance. Over here, it used to be for the DCs right there. As you can see, there's Batmans and Mr. Freeze and Joker, Poison Ivy, mostly Batman characters because that's all they seem to put out anymore. And I sold my old collection when I had like the Teen Titans and stuff, so now I just have Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, maybe a Green Lantern here and there, and then just all Batman characters. But at the front we have like the Fortnite characters. There's PoE. This is the new minifigure line with also some other costume characters I threw in there. The Bluey, one of the Bluey sets, some Sonic minifigures, a Mario minifigure I found in my collection. I have no idea what brand it is. Ninjago, Dungeons and Dragons, some old Shima sets. And then as we continue over to the left, it goes into the Marvel. And as you can see, there's like the Lex Luthor mech and then the bigger Marvel builds in the back with Arishem and Galactus being the standouts. And can't forget Shuma Gorath. And then over here, or is it Gargantuous? I can't remember which one they named him in the movie. Over here, we have all the Marvel minifigures, a custom Deadpool right there, some Spider-Man minifigures of all different types, Iron Man suits, X-Men, Moon Knights, Hulks of big figs and small figs, some flying characters, the Fantastic Four, some Spider-Man villains, a J. Jonah Jameson, all over the place. And then we even have 3 different Sandmen. We have the big builder fig, and then we have the Doctor Strange house. In the big fig, we have Sandman's minifig, and then a buildable Sandman fig. And then over here we have the Jurassic Park figures and like the dinosaurs. Mostly I wanted the dinosaurs on display, but I figured because the dinosaurs were out, I might as well put the minifigures out as well. That, if you guys recognize this is actually from that Jurassic Park scenic build, but I decided that it was too long and awkward to keep out, so I just decided to take the dinosaur and the minifigures and put them on there.
So this is my other collectible shelf. I have a lot of Monster High figures. This is actually, a lot of them are the Series 2. These Spectra ones are the only Series 1. And the reason I have 2 is because there was a little bit of a mix-up in the shipping. So
yeah, when I bought one for her birthday, they said it delivered, but it never showed up to my house. And they even said they handed it to somebody. And then I bought another one, like I told the company, and I bought another one because I really wanted her to have that for her birthday. And then a couple weeks later, the other one showed up at the house. So she got 2, one to rock and one to stop.
Yeah. So I have one in box and one out of box. And then as we continue down, that's the rest of my Funko collection. A lot of it is Disney related. I have a few Pixar's spread throughout, some Candyland characters, a few Monster High characters, Barbie, and then the Funko original Wetmore Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wetfoot.
Yeah, Wetfoot. But yeah, I actually really like the Wetmore Forest characters. They're my favorite out of all of the Funko Pops.
Yeah, they have a lot of them too.
Yeah,
I wish they would put more out.
They're like cool.
And then we have some Funkos spread out in the corners. We have all of our big figs, and so with the rival characters, we do have Galacta. She's somewhere in that corner. I didn't feel like pulling her out for the video, so she's somewhere. Just imagine Galacta somewhere in there, because she is. I think that might be her actually right there. I have no idea though. We have some TMNT pops, some of the Funko Fusion pops from the video game, a Demon Slayer pop right there, and then Roz from The Wild Robot, which I loved. And I love the books more actually, but the movie was actually a really good adaptation too. Some of the Coca-Cola cans from that series, and then behind them, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, there's actually some of the plastic bottles that have some different Marvel characters on them. We have Weasel from Creature Commandos, a Arkham Knight statue. As you can see, there are the other pieces in that bag right there, and he can magnetize to switch from Red Hood and the Arkham Knight, which is really cool. Down here are my DC Funko Pops, which I have, and then these were actually from those Kinder Egg toys, like it's like chocolate and then you get a toy, and Funko did a collab with DC for those toys, and so I got a couple. Down here, a Batarang fidget spinner. Oh crap, man, back up. We got some Justice League Funkos, some more Batman Funkos, the Arkham series, one of my favorites. I'm actually playing through Arkham City again right now. We have more Batman figures, why not? And then we have more Batman figures. And then underneath the Lego table, there's more Funkos, Spider-Man, Marvel, all down through here. It even continues, and these two crates, and then behind these crates, there's more Funkos. So yeah, it's a lot of Funko in this room. Funko, shout me out, man. I got a lot of Funko in this room. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tour of like our collection and stuff that went through our books, Blu-rays, our Legos, our Funkos. Funko, there's a lot, man. We went through all that stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see anything specific, leave me a comment below and I could do like a little video, a short or something like that. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.